Hi, I'm Will Searle, a solutions engineer at Odigos. Customers are always coming to us complaining about blind spots. My app was slow, but I couldn't figure out why, or my SLOs are red, but all my dashboards are green. The truth is, most observability stacks show you either what the app is doing or what the network is doing, but not both. And that leaves teams flying blind. Traces might show you that a request was slow, but not that there was 300 milliseconds worth of network latency on the back end. Metrics might show packet loss, but not which user or request it impacted. And that's the gap. That's the blind spot. And today, in this demo video, I'll show you how Odigos and Cilium work together to eliminate that by giving you full visibility across the network and your applications, all within a Grafana dashboard. So here's what I have deployed in my EKS environment. I have Odigos up and running, and it's currently instrumenting my applications without any code changes or restarts. It's capturing distributed traces across all of my different applications that I'm running in Kubernetes. I have Node.js applications, PHP, Java, even compiled languages like Go, all instrumented in real time with Odigos. It's sending all of this telemetry to my destination, which is my Grafana LGTM stack. If we come back to my terminal, you'll also see that I have Cilium deployed. It's handling Kubernetes networking and also capturing deep eBPF-based network metrics. These metrics are scraped by Prometheus, which is configured as a data source in Grafana. In the Prometheus UI, I can show you all the Cilium pods as registered targets, exposing their metrics endpoint, so we're collecting rich networking telemetry in real time. So now I've got traces from Odigos into Grafana, and network metrics from Cilium exported in Prometheus and set up as a data source within Grafana. This setup allows me to correlate application behavior with network conditions side by side in a single Grafana instance. Now let's look at the network side of the picture. Inside Grafana's Metric Explorer, I can set the data source to Prometheus Cilium, go back the last 12 hours, and look at Cilium-specific metrics. Here's a quick overview of the kind of metrics I get. I have traffic flow metrics, I have HTTP requests, latency, DNS metrics, even security vulnerabilities and events. All of this gives me a powerful view into how services are actually communicating, something that traces alone can't provide. So let's drill into one example, packet drops. If I search for the metric drop, I can see metrics related to the drop in terms of total bytes, or in terms of the raw count. This is the kind of visibility you need when debugging broken service communication, and it doesn't show up in traces. But what if all my network metrics look healthy? For example, if we look at all of my latency metrics, there's nothing in the Cilium data pointing me to a problem, yet all of my end users are still complaining about poor performance. So let's look at the traces I'm getting from Odigos. If we come to the Traces Explorer, and we look at the error traces in the last 24 hours, I can see that on my front-end service, on the post-transaction on the buy endpoint, that there's an error. If we open up the trace, I can see that it's an HTTP 500 error, and I have a full context distributed trace generated by Odigos. I have all my downstream services. I even have my PHP application, which is currency, and my C++ application, which is my recommendation service. And we can see that within the resource attributes under the telemetry SDK language, which is C++, and it's instrumented via Odigos' eBPF instrumentation library. On the front-end service specifically, I can see the events, the exception message, and the stack trace. All of this metadata is helpful for debugging exactly why my end users are complaining about poor performance, and I have the data right at my fingertips. So just to wrap things up, with Cilium, I'm getting deep network telemetry, all collected via eBPF, and with Odigos, I'm getting my complete application story, metrics, logs, and traces all exported out of Odigos into Grafana. When you combine both Cilium and Odigos together in a single Grafana dashboard, you eliminate the blind spots and you get a full spectrum view of your application's health and performance.